Hello and welcome to the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. I am Viral Dadia. Overall, what a day of trade that we witnessed. In fact, we did open in the positive. We did see gains of almost around 200 points that did come in on the Sensex, around almost 70 points of gains that did come in on Nifty 50. However, in intraday trade, there were major gyrations that were happening between gains and losses. And finally, we ended the day with cuts. In fact, we have ended a volatile session. We have actually, today's session, it was bears that actually had something to cheer about, because if you talk about the bulls, they actually booked profits across sectors as well as stocks. In fact, the 4-day gaining streak that we had seen for the Indian market, that's something which has been given up in today's session of trade, and we have suffered heavy losses. Nifty managed, however, to hold on to that 10,300 mark, so that is something interesting that we caught in today's session. In fact, on the Sensex as well, from the day's highest levels, if you go to see, we've given up almost 840 points, and we ended with cuts for almost a little over 550 points. 24 of the 30 Sensex stocks that ended in the red. And amongst sectors, if you go to see, banks, metals, and pharma, these were the three sectors that were the top 8. Overall, if you go to see, bank Nifty was the top sectoral laggard as well. The midcap and the small cap index as well ended with cuts of almost 1% in today's trading session. Mainly the financials like ICICI Bank, HDFC, Kotak, Airtel, HDFC Bank, these were the ones which actually contributed to losses in today's session. All PSE sectors except IT ended in the red, and FMCG was the biggest gainer as well. So overall, if you go to see, the breadth was also pretty much in favor of the laggards in the second half of the trading session. Initially, when we talk about intraday trade, we were pretty much neutral, but in the latter part of the day, we turned in favor of the bears. So overall, it was an interesting day of trade that we actually witnessed. Let's quickly understand which were the gainers and losers in today's session. So Asian Paints, on the back of earnings, was the top gainer. Hero MotoCorp, ITC, Eicher Motors, GAIL, as well as Nestle, these were the top gainers on Nifty 50 in today's trading session. And on the losing front, we had ICICI Bank, Indices Bank, Power Grid Corporation, Hindalco, as well as Cipla. Overall, if you see in terms of where broader markets were concerned, MRPL, JNK Bank, Page Industries, Adani Gas, Heritage Foods, these were a few of the top gainers that did come in on BSE 500. Whereas if you see on the losing end, you had Indiabulls Housing, Union Bank of India, InfoEdge, DCB Bank, as well as Prestige Estates. These were a few of the counters which actually lost out in today's session. Stocks like Aurobindo Pharma, Dixon Technologies, Escorts, Coromandel International, Rallis India, Syngene, these were a few of the counters which actually hit a 52-week high as well in today's session of trade. In fact, there were no major moves on the losing end. There were no stocks that actually hit a 52-week low to look at BSE 500. So clearly, we did see the benchmarks that slipped into the negative territory in intraday trade, but a lot of stock-specific action is what we've witnessed in today's session. You had a GMC projects on the back of an order win did see a smart move. PNB Gills has raised almost around 400 odd crores via commercial paper. That's the reason why we did see a smart move that did come in on a PNB Gills. PFS has disbursed loans worth almost around 485 crores. So that was a boosted dose there. Whirlpool was under pressure as NAAS found that the company has been guilty for denying GST rate cut benefits worth almost 4 lakh crores. Almost worth 4 lakhs. Oil India gained despite Fitch Ratings revising its outlook on the long-term issuer default rating to negative. So that was an interesting one. IOC reacted to earnings in today's session of trade, ended with some gains. Kalyani Steel was another one which did see some smart moves. Suntech Realty was the top performer on the Nifty Small Cap Index, did see gains of almost over 10% that did come in. Overall, InfoEdge was another one which was up in, that was under pressure slightly. Tide Water Oil Company was another one that kept fluctuating between gains and losses after the earnings announcements. Kansai Nerolac, ICICI Bank has multi share sale. So that was another one that was in focus as well. So GAIL is another one which actually reported numbers in terms of Q4. So that was another stock that we were focusing on as well. So a lot of movers and shakers, a lot of individual stock movements is what we've seen. However, the day has been interesting with the quantum of volatility that we have seen. And we ended the day with cuts. I mean, that was something that we were anticipating in the intraday trade as well. So it's mainly profit booking that did come in for the bulls, and it was the bears who actually took control. Let's see how the latter part of the week also pans out. It seems to be interesting because there is a lot of global factor also which is coming in as an impact to the domestic cues. So all macro factors will be crucial from here on as well. That's all that we have in the post-market update from Nirmal Bank. Thanks for watching.